Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. We have an exciting show today. Order me a plate. Today, we're going to use our reverse time, go back in time remote control, and we're going to interview with someone that I know we've all heard about. Part of the 10 that escaped, Mr. Anton Massey. So I have a question. A few questions I want to ask him, and on behalf of myself and the people. So let's get this started. Whoa, is it here? Is it? Tell him to come on. Come on over. Oh, okay. So, folks, update. We don't have Mr. Anton Massey here, but we have Stick Anton Massey as a representative. Don't worry, they've been cloned, so they have the same information. So, let's go ahead and welcome, give a big round of applause for Mr. Anton Stick Anton Massey. All right, Steve. Don't look at the camera so much. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Okay, so they haven't caught you yet, Mr. Massey. Okay. All right. That's his thing. He looks into the camera. That's okay. Don't be alarmed. Mr. Massey, Mr. Anton Massey, I'm curious to know, you're on the run, right? Okay. That's cool. That's cool. And based on the information that you showed, it looks like it might be innocent, right? Hmm. Okay. So why aren't they taking that into consideration? What's going on? You don't know? I don't know. Well, I do have one quick question. We're going to get into some deeper detail about your case, but I do have a question. Since you're on the run, why do you keep everything just as it was when you escaped from prison? Can I offer a little suggestion? See, we have something here called. Oh, you want to hide? You want to go down? Okay, no worries. Don't worry, I'm not the fuzz. I'm not the fuzz. I'm not the fuzz. Not the fuzz. We have something here called a concealer. And you know the your distinctive tattoos on your forehead? Oh, sorry. Can I just try a little something here? Okay, you know if you put a little. Okay, you want to sit down there? Okay, you put a little concealer on those. Da 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 da. And then, hey, since we have it, let's go ahead and like shave that mustache off for you. All right, let's just shave the beard too. So while we're at it, gonna shave off that beard, and then, whole different person almost. Almost. Now, you probably want to cut your hair down a little bit as well, but I did get you something on behalf of the show. Order me a plate. I got you a baseball cap. Let's go and put it on. You're going to look like a whole different person. Watch. So instead of looking for this person with all the distinctive facial tattoos and the beard and the mustache, let's put your magic cap on. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Anton. So if you're on the run, I'm not giving any how-tos or not any support or anything like that, but you kind of don't want to be walking around looking like the same person that when you left the facility. Thank you for stopping by and order me a plate. Have a beautiful day. Okay, all joking aside, Antoine Massey has a piece of paper. A sworn affidavit is what it accounts to. It's a signed and notarized document from the alleged victim who says that he didn't do the things that they're accusing him of. That is admissible evidence. Now, what that is, that's the witness, the alleged victim, testifying on behalf of Anton Massey. You know what you cannot have in court? The courts themselves cannot be more aggrieved than the victim. So if the victim is testifying on behalf of the defendant, in this case, that should hold a lot of weight. It technically should get the domestic violence charges dropped. Once they get you on domestic violence, they like to hold you there. So drop probably down to, or at least the strangulation charges, which probably has an exception on it. So he really needs to push that and make sure that his attorney or public defender pushes that. And what Anton Massey needs to do for a fact is say he wants to take it to court. They're going to use everything against him or whatever, but one thing the system cannot have is too many people, too many defendants taking their cases to court. It would literally shut down the whole entire system. If he says he wants to take it to court, well, going back to what I was saying, the system needs, the legal system needs at least, I think, 40 to 60% of the cases to go to trial, to take cases, plea deals, right? Otherwise, the whole system shuts down. If you look at it on just on a real world look, you only have a certain number of judges, a certain amount of time. If you have this many cases and they have enough time for this many cases, it brings the whole system down to a grinding halt. Meanwhile, you have constitutional rights to a speedy trial. So, I think, in my opinion, not giving legal advice, I'm not an attorney, I'm saying I will probably tell Anton Massey to go ahead and say he wants to take it to trial. Before, and make it clear that he's going to be a person that's going to push for every type of delay possible. What they're going to do, turn around and do, is they'll come and they'll bring him a different offer. You take this first plea deal, it's going to be the worst thing possible. They're going to bring him another plea deal. It may be something and make him think, oh, take this, or it's going to be super, super bad if you don't. If it's something that he personally feels he can live with, go for it. But if he feels like he's innocent, and he's willing to roll the dice and see how that works out, he may want to go in further. Say, no, I don't want to take that plea deal. I want to take it to trial. Even in the midst of a trial, they could turn around, swing back around, and come back with a charge, another plea offer. But I was doing a little research this morning, and it says Antoine Massey, they were saying when he first got out that he was being charged with murder. However, they retracted. Turns out he was actually being charged with auto theft and domestic violence with strangulation. They didn't give us enough details on the conditions. Just reading that alone, that sounds horrible. Like, oh my God, he's out there stealing, hitting people over the heads and taking their cars and grabbing women and just strangling the life out of them. But also, unless till we have the full details of the case, he could be a person that had a girlfriend. They got in a fight, got into an argument, drove off in a car that they have recognized as our car, but technically it's in her name. But she's mad at him. He's leaving. Maybe he cheated. Who knows what this other other details are? But now he's driving off in a stolen car that she's reporting stolen. My car was stolen. The police show up. Yeah, he hit me. Oh, did he hit you? What are those marks on your neck? Did he do that? Yeah, he did that. Yeah. So the police will lead you on to help make their case stronger. If they can get a black body in there that's under some charges that are going to put bodies and seats in these prisons, they're going to go for that. And if you're going to be a willing participant, they'll do it. And on the other hand, maybe he's fully guilty of those charges. But what they're not giving us are details. Another question. One of the persons that, one of the Louisiana 10, as they call him, he was convicted of, hold that up. Now, he was like infamous. Like this is the one they didn't want to say his name and what he was doing, what he was wanted for, but this guy was called the Devil in the Ozarks, and he was a former police officer who was convicted of murder and rape. So he murdered somebody, and then in a whole separate circumstance, he raped a school teacher. And this person has been charged, convicted, and to 30 years in prison with those charges, convicted of those charges. And the reward for him was $25,000. And on the other hand, the reward for Antoine Massey, who is being charged with auto theft and domestic violence with strangulation exception, his reward was for $50,000 at this particular time. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem to balance a little bit. It seems like to me somebody who has been convicted of murder, cold-blooded murder, violent cold-blooded murder, and rape of a school teacher would have a little bit more heavy weight than a person who is being charged So it's still at the alleged position with domestic violence and auto theft. Until the case proceeds and we have all the details, we don't know which way that is in terms of those charges. Seems so we have to ask ourselves why. You look it up, what is his name again? Okay. Who is Grant Hardin? Devil in the Ozarks. Subject, convicted murderer, escapes prison. Who is Grant Hardin? Yeah, look that up. To me, it seems like the reward should have been a little bit higher for a person with those charges, especially if they've been convicted of those charges. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. But as far as Antoine Massey, he probably wants to. I would, if it were me, I would take that sucker to trial and let it know I'm going to be a headache. Do a lot of reading in the law library in the where they're holding him, I guess, county jail, and read towards helping his case. You know, if his public defender understands and realizes, okay, this person wants me to fight for him, you're probably going to get somebody that's going to fight for you. Otherwise, you can have a retrial because you didn't have proper legal representation. So anyhow, that's that. I guess we'll all see as the whole thing unfolds. Now I know, and remember, one thing we do know for sure is that Anton Massey is waving around a sworn affidavit, which is admissible evidence from the alleged victim that says he's not guilty of what they're accusing him of. And that's got to hold some weight in the court. I guess we're going to see. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you all. And come by again. Make sure you subscribe, like, and please share this video. And leave your comments. Let's talk about it. For or against. It doesn't matter. Order me a plate. Feed the homeless.